What is up YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys with my second video of deck profiles from the Princess Cup. And we are looking at Osaka's 21st Princess Cup, and we are looking here at Madolche. So if anyone who knows, I have a couple of Madolche decks up on the channel. It's one of those decks that I just purely love for not only the look and aesthetic, but the overall factor of it. Just because it's cute doesn't mean it's deadly. Doesn't mean it's not deadly. And trust me, this deck is 100% adorable. 100% will drag you down into the abyss. And that abyss is probably covered in chocolate and is probably called Madolche Abyss. In insert some weird treat name there. But yeah, we have the Madolche set up here, and I cannot wait for it. So the winning deck consists of 3 copies of Madolche Magellan, 3 copies of Madolche Pudding Cesar, 3 copies of Madolche Angeli, 1 copy of Madolche Pudding Cess, 2 copies of Madolche Mention Gelato, 2 copies of Madolche Who Cake, 1 copy of Madolche Mufilo, 1 copy of, no, 3 copies of Maxi, 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs, 1 copy of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 1 copy of Effect Veiler, and 1 copy of Fantastical Dragon Phantasme. For the spells, there's 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance, 3 copies of Call by the Grave, 3 copies of Cross Out Designator, 2 copies of Madolche Ticket, 1 copy of Madolche Chateau, and 1 copy of Harpie's Feather Duster. For the traps, 2 copies of Solemn Judgment, 3 copies of Solemn Judgment, 2 copies of Infinity Impervience. And then for the extra deck, it's 3 copies of Madolche Queen Tiara Misu, 3 copies of Madolche Teacher Glass Souffle, 3 copies of Madolche Pudding Cess Chocolate a la Mode, 3 copies of Madolche Fresh to Start, 1 copy of Madolche Radiant, 1 copy of Nightmare Cerberus, and 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix. So, of course, we're going to be talking about the sweet magical doll treats. Madolche's is honestly a great deck. It's a beautiful looking deck. It's an adorable arrangement of cards, and they have a great unique gimmick to themselves. If these monsters were sent to the graveyard, they can be sent back to the deck, and then they correspond with their own effects to really help summon each other and put each other onto the board. A lot of the beneficial effects come from having a fairy type Madolche monster on the field and benefiting from the stance of that monster being on the field. And ironically enough, this is an all earth attribute deck, so you can even take your side deck to the extreme with cards like Barrier Statue of Drought. You can take your hint with Guzzin Match. I wouldn't say Rivalry because there are a lot of complaints of types in this deck, but you have a lot of good sides you can easily put into Madolche's to help you with your deck. Let's start off with the searcher. Of course, that is Madolche Magellan, being able to search for Madolche monsters on the normal summon. Madolche Pudding Cessa. So this is a very unique monster. She has the ability to search and summon herself from the hand while you control no monsters in your grave. Then she can search summon a Madolche monster from your deck, then reduce the level of that monster by 1. And then for the rest of the turn after her effect resolves, she can only summon Madolche monsters, which is perfectly fine at that point because you can see from both the extra deck and the main deck, it is 100% predominantly Madolche. The best thing about this is that Pudding Cess can help get Madolche Pudding Cess onto the board, who's the only level 5 monster in the archetype. There's no other monster in the archetype that is higher level or rank than her, ironically enough. Now, in terms of ranking, in terms of the Madolche archetype, there is Tiara Misu, the queen of the Madolche. But yeah, Madolche Pudding Cess, and Pudding Cess, pretty much the princesses of the archetype, and getting things ready for the combat. Madolche Pudding Cess. Let's just talk about the level 5 queen, the level 5 princess herself. She gains 800 attack and defense while there are no monsters in the graveyard. Then she has the ability during the end of when she's involved in battle, whether she wins or loses, she can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. It was actually a great way for her to get over a lot of cards because, well, she'd be destroyed and then she'd trigger her effect. The crazy thing about Madolche Pudding Cess is that this was a wild card when Madolche first came out. It's nice to see her get some usage, have some synergy with her archetype. But you can see a lot of these other archetypes are taking advantage of those level 5 or higher monsters they have. So they just don't sit there and be completely useless to them. They have ways and reach about with their effects. Um, Madolche Angeli, Madolche Hoot Cake. This is the combination between the two that I love because Madolche Angeli, level 4, spellcast type monster, 1000 attack and defense. She can contribute herself to summon a Madolche monster from your deck, and then that monster, I believe, cannot be destroyed by card effect, which was great in that sense because it protected. What am I talking about? Oh, yeah. It's a great way because it starts off combo plays. Once you start your combo plays, you can just start setting up on your big stuff. Like, it's a great way to go for Angeli, go get Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake will trigger to go get Ticket or Chateau. You can defend off of Ticket and Chateau with the effect of Madolche's Assist Heart and her ability. So you have a lot of ways with it. There's a lot of just power combos and everything. It's a really good upset. The one Madolche Mufilo, I think this is just to account for there's no double summon in the main deck. You do have a lot of special summons here and there do stuff, so take advantage of that. The hand traps galore is also featured in this. It is crazy. There is 3 Maxis, 2 Ash Blossom Joyous Rings, 1 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 1 Effect Veiler, and 1 Phantasme. Clearly someone just said, you know what? Screw it. Let's just put a good number of everything that we need in this deck for you and go for it. Like, she must have really thought about this. If I do refer to he or she, I apologize for that little thing. But yeah, it's crazy. Oh, excuse me. How easily a Madolche that can put in a lot of these monsters and not be hurt by them. Mainly because of the fact that they have Hoot Cake to banish stuff. And then Hoot Cake can banish, all the dead weighted hand traps. You have access to Call by the Grave in case that needs to help you with some assistance. So you have a lot of things going on. In Phantasme, it's just Phantasme, I believe, will not go down unless they massively print Phantasme. Just due to the offset that Phantasme has a great effect against link decks, very high level link decks. Destruction effect, like pretty much everything that Dino Wrestler Terratops or Pancreatops tries to do, he just does it a little better and a lot faster and gets some hand correction. As well as some Joyous Rings to deal with cards that search and draw and all that craziness, as well as Ghost Ogre and Effect Veiler to deal with monster effects. So you pretty much just have it all beat out. Maxi is just good draw power. Sadly enough, the TCG may never see that again. It's crazy enough. But, yeah. We're going to move on to the extra deck. So, the spells. The Pot of Extravagance, part of the reason why there's multiple of Madolche monsters in here. Also to note that it's probably a very cheap card to get in the OCG. Over here, yeah, you're selling out for a set. Even selling out for one. Harpie's Weatherduster to destroy spells and traps. Call by the Grave to pretty much help you deal with nasty monster effects. We have Cross Out Designator. So this is actually a new card that is going to come out very soon in TCG. It's the same picture and model as Nobleman of Crossouts. And I forget what it does off the top of my head. Let me look over here in my other phone as I look for, was it Cross Out Designator? What? Give me 1 second. Designator. Oh, I'm probably looking in the wrong section to look for this card. Yeah, I am, because I'm looking in the wrong section to look for this card. Let's try this again. Crossout Designator. You can only play activate one Crossout Designator per turn. hmm Okay, there it is. You can target, declare one card name, banish one card from, uh, one card name from your deck, and if you do, until the end of the turn, its effects are negated, as well as the activation of effects or effects on the field with the card same name. You only use one cross-out designator per turn. So this one is just another, um, it's another call by the grave, but it can hit a lot more stuff. The thing is, you gotta hope that you have something your opponent has in the same deck. Like, it directly have to be staples. But outside of that, I don't really think with someone risky just to not get hit with. Yeah, people would probably risk it to not get hit with Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs, but instead flip their own call designator, banish an Ash Blossom to hurt Ash Blossom for the turn, so you don't have to worry about her. But actually, not too bad of a good situation there. And then, of course, we have the rest of the spells. That just help out tremendously itself. Madolche Tiki and Madolche Chateau. Tiki and Chateau are two staples for the Madolche archetype. She Chateau's activated, all the Madolches go back to the hand. You'll shuffle your deck, and then 500 attack and defense to all Madolche monsters on the board. And every time a Madolche monster would be sent back to the deck, you send it back to your hand. So a lot of setup there with that. A lot of recovery, a lot of just amazing things with it. I'm surprised it's only 2 tickets and 1 chateau, but with the recovery of Queen, it's not too hard to do. Pretty much for the trap cards, 2 Infinity Impermanence, because they're just another way to have multiple Valor. And then whatever stops on that same row cannot be activated. And then Solemn Judgment to take out things. The 3 Queen, the 3 Glass Souffle, and the 3 Princess. One reason, of course, is those part of extravagance. 2 is because this is pretty much the lineup for the extra deck next to Madolche Sweetheart. So it's a Link monster and 3 Exceeds. And it's not too much of a bad thing there because they all have great effects. Glass Souffle can be defensive oriented. You have the effects of Tiara Misu to return cards in your extra deck. Your graveyard back to your deck to get rid of cards on the field. You have Madolche Princess, who is a great special summoner. She can get her effects off, but you need Princess to do that. And then you have Sis Tart, who protects your cells and trap cards, and then can save herself, just similar to the Harpie setup. Yes, not too bad there. You have Malice Radiance for 500 additional attack. You have Cerberus and Phoenix for your Nightmare Engine. Like, this is a really good standard setup for Madolches, and glad to see Madolches on the map. So, yeah, that pretty much just wraps it up here for me, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will leave a link in the description box below so you guys can check that out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time. ACJ signing out. Take care.